Music can hold countless meanings.
Went out one night to make a little round. I met little Sadie and I shot her down. Went back home, jumped into bed, 44 pistol under my head.
Some songs make us dance, while others serve as a background noise during everyday tasks like cooking dinner. Certain tracks can even represent pivotal moments in your lives or invoke strong memories, both positive and negative. Music is always present. Whatever is a catchy song for a new product or a single by your favorite artist. However, as the years pass, we tend to forget some of these songs until we unexpectedly hear them again, bringing forth a marvelous sensation of nostalgia. Yet, there are songs that engrave themselves deeply in your minds. They become incredibly memorable, giving us goosebumps just for hearing the very first note.
If I ever were to lose you, I'd surely lose myself.
These songs have the power to invoke intense emotions on multiple levels. You can feel the passion infused into every chord, experiencing the energy that the artist carefully crafted in their artistic masterpiece. These are the types of songs that are difficult to explain, but when you feel them, it becomes a moment that etches itself permanently into your memory. Buried Alive is more than just a gaming soundtrack. It is a heartfelt love letter from a dedicated fan who poured his best into honoring the character that he adores the most. This track is not merely a badass song that plays during epic moments on the screen. It transcends that role and becomes an embodiment of the character itself. Buried Alive is Vergil. Casey Edwards is the name behind this masterpiece of a song. He has crafted one of the most brilliant soundtracks in gaming history that I ever heard. Casey Edwards is not only a composer but also a guitarist, vocalist, and songwriter. His musical style often incorporates elements of rock, metal, and orchestral arrangements, creating a dynamic and powerful sound. Casey has worked on various other projects besides the MC5, like for example Killer Instinct Season 3, and also now on Mortal Kombat 1. Yes! Casey is recognized for creating really memorable and impactful songs for the gaming industry, and it was not different here. After the amazing success of Devil Trigger, Casey once more created another banger.
I put myself in a sort of a serendipitous moment, and that led to eventually one day to me getting a phone call and being like, hey, do you know what Devil May Cry is? And my head exploded, and I also had like 10 heart attacks at the same time.
One crucial thing in Casey's history with DMC5 is that he's not only a musician, but a big fan of the franchise, having Vergil as his favorite character.
They had a bigger hand in guiding this track than they did in Devil Trigger. Devil Trigger, I was sort of like, what do you think about this? They're like, sounds great. What do you think about this? That's cool too. With Bury the Light, I was already stressed out on my own because to me, Vergil, he means a lot to me personally as a character, and he has a lot more lore invested in this storyline so far than Nero did. So there was a lot to represent. I mean, he's emo, he's angsty, he's sad. I feel like there's so many things you can pull out of Vergil's storyline.
When Hideaki Itsuno announced DMC5, fans from the entire world were so excited to finally play a legit Devil May Cry game after 11 years. The expectations were at the roof, especially after Itsuno itself told that DMC5 was the best work of his team has ever done. They were really proud of their accomplishment, as they should, because since this day, this game is a true love letter to all the fans. This game seamlessly incorporates everything that the fans have loved about the entire franchise, bundling it all together and perfecting the experience to its fullest. And of course, with the announcement trailer came a new song which was also made by Casey called Devil Trigger. The song blends so well with the high-octane gameplay, while Dante, Nero, and V slashes all those demons back to hell. And of course, it's just so freaking cool to hear the song jamming while we're making some insane combos. A soundtrack can make a crucial difference in many scenes. Whatever it is gameplay, cutscenes, when you choose the right track, it can enhance that epic moment. Throughout the years, we experienced many soundtracks in our lives, and while we're watching this video, you might be remember some of them. Like for example, the GTA San Andreas intro song. Or even Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. Or how can we forget about the classic Mario soundtrack while playing through the very first level? Or, of course, one of my favorites, Lisa's horrible revelation on Silent Hill. Those many memorable soundtracks have so many stories to tell, and they are a vital part of those games since this day. But why Buried the Light is so special?
To me, this is a separate third act. Like, we've already had, like, at this point, I think the song was at like 6 minutes. I'm like, we already have a song. I could ship this and it'd be done. I'm not happy yet. Something else needs to happen here. Something about Vergil I've not yet described, and I need to get that out. So to me, this was more of a personal vendetta.
Well, if you know about Devil May Cry, you know that Vergil is one of the most beloved characters of the franchise, and maybe one of the best rivals ever created in gaming. He's such a well-written character that makes Dante an even greater character. There are opposites that complement each other, making them both grow in parallel. They are a vital part of each other. Dante and Vergil are basically the essence of the franchise, so writing a song for either one of those characters would have been almost an unattainable task. Or maybe not. The characters itself are just a spectacle that didn't need a really deep song. Maybe a really well-crafted epic track and you could call it a day. But that was not what Casey had in mind.
I think Capcom would have already been happy with what I had done. Yeah. They had a song. But I was like, no, I have to do this for two reasons. One, I need to be able to represent Vergil the best way that I can possibly imagine. And I don't know if I'm ever going to write for DMC ever again.
This song always makes me really emotional, especially after playing the game and understanding more about Vergil's character that got lost after his insatiable quest for power, almost dying in the process, being a puppet of Mundus and getting imprisoned deep inside the demon world. You can see Vergil's journey into every line of this song. At the start of DMC5, we can see Vergil, weak, using what is left of his strength to finally make his one last ditch effort to conquer his power once again, so he can ascend as the true son of Sparta. Of course that this song would not be possible without Victor Borba's powerful vocals that delivers such an impact into those already powerful lyrics. His voice was the perfect match for this song, no doubt.
Victor did a freaking insane job, by the way. How did you get him on the gig? Like, were you guys friends or?
So I got the call that they wanted me to do Virgil again. 50 heart attacks, sweat, all this stuff happens immediately. Especially when I heard the word Virgil. Man, I was so happy though. Anyways, the first thing that came to my mind is, shit, I have to write music now, and it can't suck. Like, I was so stressed out. And then the next thing was, I got to find a vocalist. Like, oh my God, who's going to sing this?
The chorus of this song is perfect. There are no words to describe. You can see the build-up, as I mentioned, telling about Virgil's downfall and how broken he was until you get this crescendo. The song just explodes in heavy riffs with the screaming vocals stating the sheer power.
Sell me Devil May Cry 5 in 1 minute. Okay, let's see this. Jesus. Okay. That's where it's from. Okay. Jesus.
Playing the game as Vergil while destroying all the enemies with ease, while Bury the Light plays in the background as your style meter goes up, it never gets old. Even after more than one playthrough, this song is the perfect representation of what Vergil is, and that's why it feels so much powerful. The character is so powerful. Playing as him, you can see how easy it is to annihilate all the enemies in your path. Vergil gameplay is about power, precision, and after years laying dormant into darkness, it's finally time to unleash his full potential.
I'm like, well, here we go. So I go into YouTube and I just start searching for covers. And then I found some of Victor's covers of Periphery songs. I'm like, oh, Periphery, that's actually a great way to start for covers. Yeah, because he's got screams, he's got some really tender parts. So I start sifting through some of Victor's stuff, and I was like, I found some really interesting, some Japanese anime covers that he did where it's like really high, beautiful falsetto. And then I'd switch over to a Periphery cover he did, and it's just like the most gut-wrenching metal screams you've ever heard. I was like, well, yeah, this is the guy.
Bury the Light is a true statement of the love that Casey has, not only for the series, but for his favorite character, Vergil. And as a fan, I can't help but appreciate this masterpiece that is being jamming in my headphones for a couple months now. I listen to this song almost every day, and it's one of my favorites of the whole time. Not only for the technical aspects of it, which are baffling and impressive, but also for how you can feel the love that was put into it. I really want to thank Casey for achieving such a gaming historical deed. This is, for me personally, the best soundtrack ever created for a game that I ever heard. What a masterpiece! Capturing precisely what embodies Vergil as a character, the perfect balance between skill and power. Casey just showed to all of us his motivation.
All things end. Now you take it. Freeze!